Hello, my divine fearless leaders. Hello, my divine fearless warrior. Hope you guys are all really doing good. Okay, so first thing I want to say about this entire journey, one, if you guys are going down a divinely guided journey, mistakes are not to be shamed or anything. They're actually lessons. That's what they are. It's an opportunity for you to learn and figure out what is it that caused you to do this. What is it that caused you to talk to this person? What is it that caused you to get in this situation? What is it that caused you to say that? That's really what it is. It's an opportunity for you to dissect yourself and figure out, why is this lesson being taught to you? Okay, one of the biggest reasons why you don't want to look at those type of things as a mistake is because mistake tends to have like a black cloud, like an umbrella of just negativity, of like shame, and you being a bad person, or that you should know better, you should be perfect, and you should know everything and know the answers to everything, and why didn't you know that, right? When a lot of these situations, unconsciously we kind of put ourselves there, and when you're on this type of journey, it's like the divine is orchestrating these things for you, and he's using people, places, and things to see how you're going to react. And in this journey, it's like when you're starting, you're slowly, it's like the divine is seeing, are you honoring this journey? Are you trusting in the process? Or can you be trusted with what we're giving you, the information that we're giving you, how we're giving it to you, right? Because one of the biggest things on this journey is truth in you holding the truth, and truth about your life being unfolded to you while you are walking this journey. It's like, can you handle the truth? That's like, can you handle the truth? Can you handle the truth? That's what this journey is. And so as you're walking this journey, you're getting almost like downloads, a way of knowing. It's not a voice or anything. You just know. You know certain things when you see certain things, or you run across certain things, and you just have this knowing that was something that happened, or why it happened. You start to put the puzzle pieces together, okay? And so going back to you saying, this is a mistake, I made a mistake, and you feel that guilt or that pressure, that shame, it's a good thing, but not to label it as a mistake. It's best to label it as the umbrella of it being a lesson. And so after you're done, which should be very short-lived, you feeling that horrible feeling of shame and guilt, one, that's a good sign. That means you still have a heart. That means you still care. Okay, so that's a good thing, right? But now you need to transition into that other phase, which is, what made me say that? What made me do that? What made me connect with this person? What made me avoid that? You need to dissect that lesson and look at it in all types of ways. Yourself first and foremost. The most important part is you. Because you control your actions. You're in control of your actions, not of anybody else. And so, but another part of that is also trying to make her understand that other person's point of view in a realistic point of view, like as if they're walking a divinely guided journey, and also not, right? Because we know what it's like to not be on a divinely guided journey. And we know the things that we used to do, right? So we're not judging them. We're just saying, okay, I got caught up in the moment, right? And that's the thing. It's not to, it is to almost, actually it is kind of to scare you straight, right? Because it's very spiritual. You just have this different feeling, and I could tell by talking to the person I was talking to yesterday, you could tell that you got that scared straight. And honestly, I appreciate those moments. I know you won't see it yet, but eventually you will. You'll start to see this moment as like you'll be grateful for it, and you'll be grateful for all of the emotions that you felt especially in the process of you dissecting yourself and figuring out why you did what you did and how you did it, right? A lot of my stuff can help you work through that shadow work, because that's what you need. You need the shadow work. It started off when I started knowing and seeing that I was actually on a journey, and that a lot of the stuff on my list were things that I wanted to change, but that for some reason it was intertwining with my actual life. I was like, whoa, like, okay, wait a minute. So when I started to do my shadow work, I started to do my shadow work. I wasn't waiting for things to happen. I was doing my shadow work. And eventually what I started to see is I had scenarios that I had already done my shadow work on. So it was almost like I was being tested. Like, can I recognize it? But had I not done my shadow work, it may have turned into a lesson. Does that make sense? I hope so. But because I went ahead of the game at that point, after learning my lesson, a lot of those situations were turning into a test. And so what happens is the divine rewards you. It rewards you based on you being able to define it, you recognizing it, and you walking away from it, and you saying, this does not serve my highest good. And sometimes those situations can be very, very hard to do, especially with others that are not, have not ascended, have not gone through a deep night of the soul, have not had a rebirth, have not experienced anything like that. They're living that normal life that we used to, right? Where there's no spiritual awareness whatsoever. And it's hard. It is so hard because they take it so personal. And as much as you try to explain that to them, it's like they can't fathom a person, being this way, or acting this way. It's like, what? That doesn't make any sense. And you almost, because you get in these situations, these people think that it's almost like you're faking or you're not being real, but you are being real, because we've been scared straight. This is real. We in the real world now. And so you don't want to judge them or anything. So that's what it kind of becomes into. You are like literally you start off as an emotionally ungrounded person to an emotionally intelligent person, and with yourself, with everyone around you, while simultaneously mixing in, your process of grieving and getting over things, and, meshing, turning that shame into a lesson and something, turning it into a positive, right? And making it work for you instead of against you. And so that's what you're going to find in these. Don't ever, ever, ever put yourself down. Don't ever, ever, ever stay in that victim mentality. You're a survivor. You can handle this. Anything that God gives you, you can handle. Anything that divine provides you or orchestrates for you, you can handle that. You can handle that. Okay, period. You can. You can conquer all of these lessons. You can conquer all of these things. You can break all of these curses, okay? Period. There's nothing that should be put on you whatsoever. Just remember that, okay? And remember, you're never alone. You're never alone. And if you're on this journey, you see that already. You see these signs, okay? So just remember that, all right? Okay, guys.